Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. And speaking of a lot of light, 2 days ago, we had a full moon at 16 degrees of Pisces. And that's why if you've been looking on our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is Broken Dreams. And the reason why is because, one, Pisces does rule dreams, and it rules the traditional 12th house of hidden enemies and doubts and fears and the things that we don't confide in with other people, but that we do to hold ourselves back, such as having doubt or depression or fear. Or it can be, when it's taken to an extreme, that people can be into alcoholism, drug addiction, or sexual promiscuity. And all of those things could create broken dreams as well. But the reason why we can be experiencing some sort of broken dream this week, now, it doesn't mean that things are completely bad. It simply means that dreams would have to be revised right now. And that is because under a full moon, the sun and the moon oppose each other, and that can cause confusion or indecision by itself. But there are more planets in Pisces and in Virgo, and that's why broken dreams can occur. And the reason why is that that full moon in Pisces is joining another very creative and nebulous planet, Neptune, the ruler of the sign, which is also in Pisces. So those two planets by themselves could be divinely inspirational and creative, but they are being strongly opposed by two other planets in Virgo. The sun is at 16 degrees of Virgo, exactly opposite the full moon, and Venus is also in Virgo. And so Venus is opposing Neptune. And when Venus and Neptune are conjunct, or they're sextile each other, or they're trining each other, it simply means that we are able to live up to our best dreams, and we can do it in a very loving and creative and inspirational way. But now that they are opposing each other, or at least they were 2 days ago under the full moon in Pisces, it simply means that some people can be disillusioned now, and they can feel that their dreams are broken because of facts and figures that have come to light. And the reason why we can be learning more about a situation, or you might be learning more about somebody that you have a relationship with, the reason why you can be learning more right now is because there are 3 retrograde planets. Uranus is retrograde in Aries, Neptune itself is retrograde in Pisces, and Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. And that means that people are going back and they are looking over the details or the facts about something. They're reviewing things again. And when the glaring exposure of revised facts or re-examined facts comes to light, people can be deciding to make policy changes, or they can be making some sort of long-term change, or large corporations can decide that, oh boy, maybe they need to make some abrupt switch in one way or another, and that could create broken dreams as well. And the reason why is that the Sun and Venus in Virgo, which is a fact-finding sign and a good problem-solving sign, are both being trined by Pluto in Capricorn. And since Pluto is a planet that denotes power or powerful people in government organizations or large corporations, it simply means that upon re-examination of facts and looking the information over again and seeing that a lot of different information can be exposed now, these people who are high up in management or in organizations can be deciding quite abruptly to change their policies, and that may create some sort of disillusionment or confusion or indecision in your life. And it could be at a very high level as well. Maybe it's not anything you and I can influence, but it could affect us anyway, which is too bad. And another reason why things can be subject to change right now is because Mercury is in Libra, the sign of partnership and contracts and peacemaking and compromise and diplomacy, and it is a planet of thought and communication. But it is being overwhelmed by an opposition from Uranus in Aries, and it is being squared by Pluto in Capricorn. So on the one hand, some people who have very gentle natures can be wanting to seek peace. Other people can be wanting to override that or have everything their own way in an arrogant manner, and they certainly do not want to be told what to do, and they don't want to cooperate with policies at all, because remember, Pluto is squaring that Uranus in Aries as well. So there's challenges going on right now. Some of those challenges could result in broken dreams. And so we are just going to have to understand that, all right, if a dream isn't coming out exactly the way you thought it would right now, or if you are disillusioned upon learning the truth about something, maybe you should just revise your dream. And that is certainly possible. In other words, have a plan B, or try to go in a slightly different direction that can sort of get around a problem instead of having to confront one. Because Mars and Saturn are still in Scorpio. They were actually trined by the full moon and Neptune in Pisces. And so through perhaps a lot of deception, people who are very strong-willed right now could decide, due to jealousy, greed, passion, or envy, or revenge, that they want to just charge forward, and perhaps they've been doing that. That could create broken dreams. And so, you know, either you can be a victim and have a dream broken because you're being victimized in one way or another, or you can be simply too aggressive for people who have a very gentle nature, and they are going to withdraw or just fade away, and that can be disappointing as well. So this is a good time to revise your dreams. That's all I'm suggesting, that if you're a little bit disillusioned right now, then you just got to hang on to those dreams, but maybe go about them in a different way in order to make them come true. That's all I'm suggesting. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, you could certainly be striding forward, quite confident of yourself, and you could be deciding that you are going to get what you want, and you may be able to do that, Aries, because your sign is being trined by Jupiter in Leo, which is wonderful, and that simply means that you can feel that you could benefit from some kind of lucky break right now. But you might be kidding yourself, Aries, and the reason why is that full moon in Pisces was right behind your sun sign. And so in the background of your life, with so much light in the sign of Pisces 2 days ago, there are people that are going to see the facts of your life. Perhaps they can be facts that you've been wanting to hide a little bit, but they can't be hidden with so much light in Pisces. And so something can be exposed right now, Aries, and you would have to deal with that, and that might even represent some sort of broken dream of your own, simply because you could have been going along just fine as long as nobody knew what was going on, but they may know now, and that could result in some sort of revision that you may have to be making. This would all be occurring behind the scenes, but it could still be going on right now as something is exposed. And what is exposed is the truth of a matter. So even if you've been doing something that's hurting yourself, now is when you may realize, oops, can't do that anymore. But otherwise, in your public life, you can be surging ahead, and that, if you're very strong about that and ardent, you could be driving somebody away who has a very gentle nature, and they would be feeling crushed. And they may not say anything to you, Aries, so you do need to be a little bit more tactful if you can right now, because you could be hurting some people's feelings, and you need to watch out for that. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, a broken dream could actually help you in one way or another, and that is because Pisces sextiles your sun sign where the full moon and Neptune were 2 days ago. So they're not hurting you, and in fact, there can be something that you finally realize that you've been doing that's been hurting yourself, and that's how you could benefit, because maybe your health would improve if you go on some sort of diet or you change your habits in one way or another. And so that could make you happy in the long run. That's what I mean by profiting from some sort of broken dream. In other words, if you stop kidding yourself about something, you could certainly benefit from that. And Venus, your own ruler, and the Sun are in Virgo, trining your Sun, which is excellent for you. And Pluto in Capricorn is also trining your Sun. And that is why I think that you can benefit from some adjustment that you need to make, or some revision that someone else has now decided they need to make. Either way, I think it will benefit you. And there is the possibility that you can be looking over your bank book. Virgo does rule banking, and you may be finding out that there's a little more money there than you thought. Or you could be looking at retirement funds, and those could be looking pretty good right now too, Taurus. So I think you are in a more solid position, and your health can improve. And that is because there might be a little less pressure on you by next week. Why? Because Mars will move out of Scorpio, where it has been opposing your Sun along with Saturn, and it will move into Sagittarius. And that may give you some sort of relief, and it might take some people out of your life that has been causing you a lot of stress, and that would be good for you. So you might be able to relax a little bit more next week. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, it is very lucky that Mercury is in Libra. Yes, it's taking a beating because it's being squared by Pluto and it's being opposed by Uranus, but it is trining your Sun sign, and it is your ruler, Gemini. And so there can be talk of some sort of partnership or contract or some sort of deal that could come along, maybe on a part-time basis, that would be very beneficial for you, Gemini. And I think you ought to perk your ears up and take advantage of anything that allows you to go in a little bit different direction. Why? Because that full moon in Pisces along with Neptune was certainly squaring your Sun, which means there can be deception around you, confusion and indecision. And yes, you can be either having a broken dream right now, or you can be in the middle of somebody else's broken dream, and that could cause you a little discomfort. And the Sun and Venus in Virgo are also squaring your Sun sign. So there's 4 planets in mutable signs that are causing harsh angles to both your sign and Sagittarius. And that simply means that you can't please everybody right now, Gemini. And so if you have the opportunity to shift or go in a slightly new direction, even if you're only starting it right now, you ought to do it. Because you are in the middle of other people's not exactly their battles, but other people's frustration right now, or confusion. And that could be stressful for you as well. And you're not causing it, but you could be involved in it, and that can be very uncomfortable. And that is why you should start to go in a new direction if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, yours is a gentle soul. In other words, you have a gentle nature. You like people to get along. Cancer is the sign of passivity. So it takes an awful lot to get a Cancer all stirred up. But you do have tender feelings. And with Mars and Saturn in Scorpio trining your Sun, very strident people can be wanting to involve you in something that may or may not be a good deal. And in fact, it may not be a good deal, particularly not for somebody who's as gentle as you are. And yet you want everybody to be happy, and the full moon in Pisces along with Neptune was trining your Sun. And so you could be caught up in either the manufacture of somebody's dream, maybe helping them make it come true, or you can be holding somebody's hand because they're disillusioned from a broken dream due to other people's aggressiveness, and that could make them feel uncomfortable. And so, you know, you could be sort of the man in the middle, or caught as well in a situation that you didn't create, but that arouses your emotions. You need to step back, Cancer, because even though there is a trine in water signs, it can be somewhat overdone, and that would stir up your emotions to the point where you would be very uncomfortable. And that is why you need to count on re-examining the facts instead. That Sun and Venus in Virgo are sextiling your Sun. You need to review things and look them over again, and really look at the small print, and also look at performance records, so that you can say to yourself, okay, this is what was done at a certain time, and draw your conclusions from facts, not from emotional feelings that are being stirred up right now. That would not be good for you. So you need to take a little time off just to gather a sense of calm about you, Cancer, because I think you've been involved in things that are sort of overdone and may not be true. And that is why you need to just stick to the exposure of facts right now. They will help you out. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is simply a time when you may not be affected by broken dreams. I mean, after all, Jupiter is in your sun sign, so you could be highly optimistic for a whole year, actually. And the sign of Pisces is 150 degrees away from your sun or in conjunct, so that full moon 2 days ago may not have affected you very much, but it certainly could affect people around you. And if there is some sort of revision of a dream of yours, I think you will simply see it as a blessing in disguise, and that it presents a new opportunity for you to look for something new. And that is probably true, Leo. And so no matter what happens, Leo, I think that you'll benefit from going in a new direction. And next week, when Mars goes into Sagittarius and trines your sun and also trines Uranus in Aries, the pace is really going to pick up. You'll be busier for sure. And I think that you'll be sort of running around trying to cover all your bases, and you probably will absolutely love that. So you're about to get really busy, and that's why you need to watch your health very carefully. And you do need to stick to some kind of good health plan, or else you need to be very careful how you allocate your time so that you don't make promises that you can't keep. You need to be really steady about that if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, yes, the Sun and Venus are in your sun sign, and they are being trined by Pluto in Capricorn. So you do have the support of powerful people in a government agency, or the policies in an agency, even if they are due to change abruptly, would still tend to benefit you. In fact, they might benefit you even more, Virgo. So that is good. However, that full moon 2 days ago in Pisces, along with Neptune, was opposing Venus in your sign and the Sun as well. And that simply means that you may be disillusioned. You may feel the loss of a dream. You may feel that time is passing you by, or that things have changed so much that something that you had always counted on is either gone or it's drifting away and you can't get it back. And that could be disillusioning for you. But on the other hand, you do have facts on your side, and you do like to be a good problem solver. So if there is somebody that has been very creative and somewhat nebulous and absolutely charming, but not down to earth at all, they're not really your type, Virgo. So if they drift out of your life, you're actually going to be better off in the long run. It can be just something that is a little disillusioning right now because there may not be any romance around. But don't worry, you're a person that likes to have everything in place, such as the money and the job and everything that's important to you, including your health. And you need to stick to that. Those are good values. And with Venus in your sign, you are being seen in a very good light right now, Virgo. So keep up the good work. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is simply a time with Mercury in your sun sign that you could be full of great ideas, and you can want to communicate, or else you can be very curious about things, and you can be looking up a lot of different data or information right now that can be of help to you, which is good, because I think that you're very focused on your future, Libra, and you should be, particularly new and creative ideas. But they have to be ideas that have some merit to them, that will last a long time, not just these fly-by-night ideas. And so it's lucky that Mercury is trining Aquarius, which is the sign of the inventor and computers and aviation and things ahead of their time. Those things can be of interest to you, and in a solid way, you can meet some pretty interesting people right now who are very advanced. And they can be attracted to you too because you have good ideas. And Mercury is trining, in your sign, is trining the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of change. Maybe it's simple change, but it's still change. And that is what you can open yourself up to right now, Libra. So try to get out of a rut. That rut can be getting caused by other people. And that is why you should move on, Libra, because Pluto in Capricorn is squaring your sun sign and Uranus in Aries is opposing it. Somebody can really be on their high horse. Get away from them, Libra. They're not your type, and they want to run over you anyway. So I think that you should abandon them before they abandon you, or else create a lot of unhappiness in your life. So say goodbye to them. And policies that can change abruptly are something that you have no control over, so don't worry about those. Instead, look for some change in your life that you are open to and that can be coming your way. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is simply a time when I think that you can benefit from a broken dream. And the reason why is that, remember, even if a dream is broken, all that means is that you need to revise it a little bit based on evidence or facts that have come to the surface and are being re-examined right now. Well, we all have to live with the truth, Scorpio. You are about to slow down a little bit, and the reason why is that Mars, your own ruler, which has been in your sun sign along with Saturn, is going to move out of your sun sign on the 14th. And so in the next week, it will be leaving your sun sign, and then you are going to be able to slow down a little bit and probably concentrate on long-term plans. That's what Saturn actually rules. And so you could be gathering strength. If you don't fall for somebody's poor me role right now, or you're not involved in some sort of deception. If you are, you need to withdraw from that. So if you create a strategic retreat and you withdraw right now, it will simply allow you to revise your dreams and still make them come true, but perhaps without as much energy being put into them, because you could have been using destructive or anger energy. And what you need to do is just think a little bit more long-term and plan one slow step after another so that you can achieve success, which you are aspect to do by the time that Saturn does leave Scorpio. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is simply a time when you can be getting ready to be super busy. In fact, you can be supercharged in another week because Mars is coming into your sun sign, and you'll have backup because Jupiter in Leo is trining your sun, and so is Uranus in Aries. That's good. It is going to light a fire under you, Sagittarius, and you really need one, because I think that a lot of people can be affected by your actions, and that is because that full moon and Neptune was squaring your sun, and the sun and Venus in Virgo are also squaring your sun, which means that people are not satisfied with the information that you've been giving them. They can be demanding more facts, and there can be some sort of disillusionment. Something that you thought was going to work out isn't profitable, or it isn't working out as much as you need, and that's why you need to get to work on something else, Sagittarius. So I hope you do that, because you really need to. There are bills to pay. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is simply a time when a broken dream can be of value to you as well, and that is because the moon and Neptune in Pisces are sextiling your sun sign, which means that if there is some revision that you have to make, or if the good old days are gone and you've got to sort of reinvent yourself in one way or another, that's all right, Capricorn, because it simply is going to allow you to be a little bit more down to earth and practical. About what? Well, about your health, for sure. And the reason why is that the sun and Venus in Virgo, which rules our health, is trining, both of those are trining your sun sign where you have Pluto. So it is possible that you yourself can make some policy decisions or changes based on the facts right now rather than illusion, and they can be good decisions that you make. Pluto is about to go direct in your sun sign. It has been retrograde for months. When it goes direct, by the 23rd, that simply means you will be in a position after weighing the facts in order to make a really good decision that is going to help you out in one way or another. And I think it's going to make you stronger, Capricorn. And that's why even if it's just an improvement in your health, it's really going to be going in the right direction as you've come to a final decision, probably by the end of the month. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is simply a time when you do benefit from the fact that Mercury is in Libra, trining your sun, which is wonderful. But that full moon 2 days ago was right ahead of your sun sign, Aquarius, and that means you could certainly see something that had been exposed, and it may be that, you know, something had been shrouded in mystery or in deception, and now the facts can be exposed, because remember, that full moon was opposed by a fact-finding sign. The Sun and Venus were in Virgo. And so now I think you're able to see the truth about someone or about a situation a little bit more clearly, and that is good. And so armed with the facts, you can do a lot more with your future, Aquarius, particularly if you keep your ears open for good information from people who would be very nice partners. And so you sort of need to go exploring right now, Aquarius, because the future is out there. And even if you are seeing a broken dream or some sort of disillusionment, you can revise your plans and you can make better ones and you can make a small change. All of that is really possible, particularly with the help of a nice friend or partner. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, that full moon 2 days ago was in your sun sign, and that simply means there was a lot of light on you, Pisces. You couldn't hide anything if you wanted to. And so I hope you haven't been doing anything that you did want to hide, because people are going to see it, Pisces. And also, this is a time since the Sun and Venus were opposing Neptune and the full moon in your sun sign. It simply means that somebody has been demanding a lot of facts, and they could be about your health, or they could be about the health of your bank book. And so there can be some realistic issues that you need to face right now, and that means that you can't kid yourself about something anymore. And one reason why you can't do that is too many people can see you now, Pisces. They know what you stand for, so that could be wonderful. But they can see how you work. And if you are working in a way that is very constructive, not destructive, then you're going to be fine. But if you've been doing anything deceptive, or if you've been hurting yourself behind the scenes, other people can see that now as well, and they may be wanting to help you out. So either way, I think that you're really going to benefit. Even if a dream is broken, you can mend it, and you can revise it, and it can still come true, Pisces. And it's always better to work with the truth, because that way the truth is something you can trust rather than a dream. Remember, a dream isn't real until you make it come true. And so that is why you have to stick to the facts right now, Pisces. And just remember, you have a lot to offer the world, particularly as far as mercy goes. So I hope that you rise to your highest good and you become the angel you were born to be. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. And remember, you can subscribe on our website, starborninstitute.org, and I can send you the show so you can watch it at your convenience. Bye.